Alright. Uh, this is going to become a series. Try to um, put some information out there. Pretty much uh, where I left off was Common Core and education system being the beginning of a series of control uh, initiatives implemented by the elites. Um, Now, once the mind's conditioned, uh, we take a step backwards, and when you're born, um, the hospital issues a birth certificate for, you know, the hospital and whatnot. But 3 days to 3 weeks later, um, your mom goes and gets what they call the certified copy. Okay, and that's the birth certificate. Everybody everybody needs a certified copy for whatever. Everything has to be certified. Um, this being, um, when your mom gets you your certified copy, signs for it, she thinks she just signed a birth certificate, but to the Federal Reserve, she just signed over your birthright to everything. She basically signed you over to be financial livestock. That's what I consider it. But that's only for the United States. See, uh, there's the United States, and it's the corporation, and the United States of America, which is the Union. Now, a lot of people may not realize that, but those are two separate entities. In the United States of America, you can be sovereign. You can take back your birthright. There's steps in doing that, which me, myself, at any rate, to the corporation, when your mom signs a birth certificate, she signs over the financial instrument, which the Federal Reserve loans money out from that against your future ability to work off debt. But if you take a look and notice anything from the government, driver's license, birth certificate, Social Security card, IRS, anything having to do with the United States corporation, your name will be all in caps, all capital letters across the board, first, middle, and last name, all caps. Reason being is that represents the municipal you that was created by the Federal Reserve to move money in your name. And this municipal you don't even exist except for on paper. Well, nowadays, a digital world. Now, technically, you're more real than somebody they made up. But at any rate, This is what makes you a slave to the United States corporation. Um, yeah. Uh, at any rate, the municipal you, there's money being moved through your name probably every minute of every day. You know, um, think about it. If the elites were to take a large sum of money and say they wanted to take a $250,000,000 and uh, transfer that into Japanese yen, if they was to take that much money from the economy and uh, just transfer it, it would crash our economy. So what do? They split it up across hundreds of millions of people and run it through each one of our municipal names in these Federal Reserve central banks and the corresponding banks underneath. Now, uh, hell, the account numbers for the bank accounts that hold the money that's in your all caps name is your Social Security number. Um, but but at any rate, uh, now once you grow up and have your mind conditioned, graduate, turn 18, you should have to sign something because you're an adult now and your mother's signature no longer validates anything because you're your own man or woman now. But they don't make you do that. They don't ask you to do that. All this shit, they don't want you to know. And for good reason. Because you can access your money. But that's a whole different discussion. Um, but the education system now has the mind conditioned to enter the world. You know, you're either going to go get a job or you're going to go to college and basically just fall in line and live your life. And that's exactly what elites want you to do. Uh, it's it's a vicious, ungodly thing, you know. Um, it just blows me away. And one of the hardest things about being awake is you it's hard to even have a conversation with somebody because your mind, like my mind, is on things like our skies, chemtrailing, um, you know, uh, for example, I haven't seen a rabbit in over a year. I mean, I used to see rabbits every morning in the neighbor's yard. Every morning they'd be out, coming out the bushes, whatnot. Haven't seen a fucking rabbit in over a year. And robins, I don't know about you, I haven't seen none of them all year. What happened to the robins? You know, uh, but right now I'm really thinking about all the forms of control. And money is the single largest control system they have because it saturates the fucking globe. But yeah. Well, it, after the next form of control, you know, religion falls in there, but religion is kind of um, in a good way. Sometimes, you know, has people. It has its perks, but also causes more conflict, war, and death than any other form of control. So, yeah, I'm not going to touch much on it right now, but um, yeah. Now, let me go over here. What do I got? Um, let's see. Forms of, can I see? Money, religion, war. Now, uh, media these days, all the major media outlets, mainstream media, about 60 of them, are owned by two companies now. And everything you watch on the Magic Box is scripted. Uh, I don't know. See, I don't know how many false flags. You know, a lot of the school shootings, like a movie. You know, faked. It's to get civil unrest, and uh, for some reason the elites are wanting that so they can get declare martial law. That's a whole nother topic. But the whole financial livestock thing, um, there's really no way to uh, fight it until you go through the process, become sovereign, and then uh, fill you out a UCC1 form and list every contract you're in with the United States corporation as collateral, and become sovereign, and then discharge your bond. I'll make a video and give you the steps, but um, real quick, moving to the law enforcement, um, real quick for the uh, food for thought. Capital law is not real. Capital law is an illusion and is enforced through the ignorance of society. They just go along with it. Like people are like sheep. They see a path, you know, they'll wear the grass down and be a dirt freaking mud hole. But yeah, it's follow the leader. I mean, people are so afraid to be their self that, you know, that they'll be uncomfortable trying to fit in instead of saying fuck it, I'm who I am. You know, it's crazy. But anyway, there's two kinds of law, and there's civil law, which is law of the land, and then there's maritime law, which is banking law. Now, them's the only two laws that really exist. You know, nothing. Capital law is a mind fuck. Uh, Now, I'm gonna end this with think about it. In order for a crime to have been committed, one of two things has to happen. One, there has to be either damage to person, or two, damage to property. Now, if one of those two things hasn't occurred, then there's been no crime committed, right? Uh, yeah. Now, yeah, food for thought again as always, and peace out.